Hello and welcome to the Simple Subjects podcast, episode 6 now, I believe. Thank you for joining us. Usually we'd have a lot of action, but that's not really the case this week.
We've had a little bit of internationals.
Good old Interdol.
It's so boring to watch though, isn't it? Unless it's like the Euros or the World Cup for me, I just can't get excited about it.
I can get excited, but because it's sort of on the horizon. So because we're almost sort of in touching distance of it, it feels all right. But there is sort of a bit of a heavy grey cloud over it, with it being the World Cup qualifiers, which with the teams protesting, it doesn't feel right, does it really? Let's be honest.
Well, hopefully they take the moral high ground and look into it. And I don't think they'll move it, but if they look into ways of improving the conditions out there, then that's definitely a plus sign. It's very sad what's happened out there, though. So we'll see what they decide. But we know there's going to be a World Cup in 2022.
In November.
Yeah.
Money talks.
Yeah, we know that. Unfortunately, it's true.
That's why Russia got the one before.
Yeah. It's certainly the way of the world in all aspects of life, and it's unfortunate that obviously all these poor people are dying out there for the cause of the sake of a World Cup to entertain everyone else. So it's frustrating, and you can understand why teams are doing it, but as we say, they probably will be, and they'll sort themselves out with a few extra dollars.
How do we feel about England's performances?
I mean, England could probably have put their under-21s out against San Marino. I know the under-21s ain't doing well, but you just watch it and you just think, what is the point?
Yeah, they need to do it like the Nations League, really. But then if you had all the better teams in one group, there's some of them wouldn't get in. So I can understand why they do it in this way. But some of the matches are just pointless because they're 6, 7, 8-0. We see Denmark won 8-0. It's more like just a training exercise, isn't it?
That against Moldova, wasn't it?
Yeah, but like you can't really take much from England's performance versus San Marino because it was very average. I think it was even though we only didn't take too many chances last night, the performance as a whole, it was pretty solid. I mean, it didn't really look like we were going to concede at any point apart from when Mason Mount passed it back to put the striker in. But apart from that, I think we'll see more when we play Poland. So where we're at with this current team at the moment.
Yeah, Albania game wasn't great. I mean, didn't look like we really got going.
No, but we didn't need to step out of first gear, did we, really? That's the thing.
Didn't even need to start the engine against San Marino.
No,
it's frustrating.
The issue is, you can see why people hate the international break because of games like this. They're irrelevant. People are not interested in England thrashing San Marino or Denmark thrashing Moldova. Because, I mean, you put England against San Marino or Albania 10 times, you'll probably find England beat them 9, well, with Albania probably 9 or 10 out of 10, and San Marino definitely 10 out of 10. So what interest have you got in it?
Yeah, as I say, you're just going back, the only interest is that it's on the horizon, so you're looking at who's playing, who's starting, what sort of formation he's playing. So,
well, it was interesting last night with the lineup because obviously last week you said he was looking to play his strongest 11, and I look at the starting 11 last night, and there's a couple of players in there that I don't think will start at the Euros, but I think the core of the team got a chance that started last night. I think that back line could be the back line at the Euros. As much as when we talk about the English squads later, I'd like to see some other players in there perhaps, but I think apart from Phillips and possibly Foden or Mount, and Pope obviously for Pickford, they're mostly a starting 11, I think.
yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I don't think you're far wrong. Southgate came out before the San Marino game and says if fitness allows it, he knows his best 11. So he obviously knows what team he wants.
I think Mount could be a bit of a shoe-in, to be honest. I know I mentioned it last podcast. I've been pretty impressed with his attitude, his work rate, his intelligence, and I think that's maybe rubbed off. But if he knows, he knows. Let's wait and see.
I think in terms of Mason Mount, I mean, I think he had quite a quiet game to start with, but it's a great finish. I know it's you would expect him to put that away, but it's still good placement and just to be in that right place at the right time. Southgate obviously really likes him. So I think he'll start at the Euros. I think Foden might be the one to miss out, but I really want to see him playing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to go on that, with that, to be honest.
Well, I think Rashford will probably be in the starting 11. He's got that experience and he's got the talent, whereas Foden's got the talent, but he doesn't have the experience. And I think you do need a bit of experience in that team. So that's why I think Rashford probably gets the nod. But there's plenty of different starting lineups he could have that would still be strong.
What is interesting is that obviously Grealish just gone a Rashford statement. Is obviously Grealish and Rashford both haven't been in there. Rashford's been alright this year, but for me, I think Grealish has just returned to first team training. So if he gets back up and running again, he's going to have a big statement to make because he's pretty much been the best English player in the Premier League. Okay, you could argue Harry Kane, but we won't touch on that, will we, Brett? I would say that he's going to have a tough decision to make considering how well Jack Grealish has been.
I think a lot of people want to see Grealish as well.
Yeah, and I don't think Southgate would do it.
It's definitely going to be very interesting, but
it's going to be how Grealish comes back from injury, isn't it? I think. I know, like Liam just said, he's just returned to first team training. If he can get a run of games under his belt between now and the end of the season, then I think he'll be a shoo-in. I think he's definitely going, and I think he would probably be in the first 11.
I just got a feeling Gareth Southgate's going to be one of those stick to his guns, man's man kind of person in this scenario, because we know Grealish has been the playboy and been quite frustrating with off the field. Not so much recently, but obviously during the first lockdown he was crashing cars and walking around in his slippers, so he hasn't helped himself there. But I just want to see him on the pitch because he can control the game or change a game whenever he likes. As regards to Rashford and Sterling, very, very good players and they can definitely score some goals, but I just don't think they're the same player and I don't think they can have the same effect.
I think Sterling's a shoo-in for the starting 11.
I think so too.
He's been in there for too long and he does have an impact.
I thought he was our best player against Albania. Him or Foden.
Yeah, Foden's quality. I want to see Foden in, but you can't have him all playing, unfortunately.
But the issue with Foden is he going to play week in, week out for City?
No, because they rotate.
Which actually could benefit England.
Yeah, because he's going to be fresh. And he's young, full of enthusiasm, always wants the ball, always wants to do things. Good at set pieces. I mean, he took some pretty decent corners last night. He might be a sub, but I think he'll come on and play.
Yeah, I'm not doubting his ability and the talent that he is and the future that he is. But do you think he would struggle playing a different way in regards to how the way that City play, the way City dominate, the way they have so many stars around him, that it's maybe a bit easier? It's not sort of knocking him and the footballer that he is, but there could be, obviously there's maybe a bit more pressure at the Euros than there is right now if he starts or if the expectation on him.
Yeah, but he's still surrounded by decent talent.
Yeah, I've not seen any reason to think that he couldn't step up to the challenge, to be honest.
Okay. No, I probably don't doubt it either. Just don't want England fans to expect too much like they have with other players and it just goes south quickly.
I think it's a little bit different now. I think back in the day, you look at England's squad to England's squads in previous years, you've always had that one standout player. I mean, you had Owen, you had Gascoigne before that. Then you had Owen, then you had Rooney. Whereas now I feel like we've got a crop of players that get us excited. I mean, we've just named a few. I mean, you look at Grealish, you look at Foden, Rashford's young, you've got Sterling, Kane. You've got so many options, Mount. And I think the option of Sancho, we haven't even talked about Sancho. So I don't think the focus is going to be on one particular player. I think it's more of a group thing. But yeah, going forward, we're going to be exciting, that's for sure. Well, hopefully anyway.
Yeah, football is very much like that in terms of that group togetherness, especially when you go to these tournaments. There's less of a club grudge nowadays, isn't there? Well, the concept is that there is less. So, yeah, I
It's
don't know.
like that. It was like that famous, where that viral chat that Rio, Gerrard, and Lampard had on BT Sport that time a couple of years back. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I think so.
Where they just talk about how, because they were made out to be this golden generation, and in fact, what was happening was that they resented each other when they went to England because there was too many club cliques. It's like the Chelsea players would stay together, the Liverpool players, the United players, and they weren't a team. I think talent-wise, they're a better, they were a better group of players. But obviously, if they don't gel as a team, then you ain't going to be successful. And they weren't. So
Yeah, you have to find the right mix. You have to have people who can bounce off each other.
What do we think about the formation? It was nice to see him not go 5 at the back for once. But I know he had 2 defensive midfielders, but that just goes to show that he has options there now in that department. He doesn't have to necessarily play 3 centre-halves with 2 wing-backs. Do we think he'll stick with that, or do you think he'll go back to 5 at the back?
I think it will depend on the game. I could probably see us play Croatia first, don't we?
Yeah.
I would be surprised if we play 3 at the back against Croatia.
I think it just depends on which midfielders you play, whether you need to have the 3 at the back. I mean, I'm not suggesting he's going to start with the 2 defensive midfielders he did last night, but as I said last week, you could play with wing backs with them 4 if the other 2, if they're sitting quite deep, because they could still be there to cut out the play.
If he plays 4 at the back, I think he will play with 2 sitting, because I think he's a naturally cautious manager.
Yeah, and it's good to see he's got options there to do that, rather than just play 3 centre halves. Because it's not like we've always been great with 3 centre halves, is it?
No.
But it was interesting to see him mix it up a bit.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both. I keep thinking about it. I don't want him to play 5, but I can see the reason why he does. I still think, because obviously we have Chilwell and Shaw and whichever one of the 18 right backs go at the end. But I know they definitely can be utilised. And I was watching Albania, and I much prefer Chilwell. I know Shaw has been good, but I much prefer Chilwell because he's just very good going forward. And if we are going to play 5, I'd much prefer him to play. But then if I think back, I say, well, no, I don't. I'd rather there was an extra man, i.e. Grealish, made way in replace of a defender. So it's difficult, and if he is cautious, he's only going to play the way that he wants to play at the end of the day. So I don't know if maybe the way Kane has sort of transformed himself into like that false number 9 is maybe going to change the way he plays.
I thought it was a false number 4.
There's what is the need for number 10 if Kane is going to come that short? There isn't really. So then you could well play 5, but that would depend, I suppose, as you say, on the circumstances of the team that you're playing, the players available, etc. So interesting for sure. We've got to see what now. A few months before it's announced, and then is there warm-up games? We've got 2 warm-up games, I think I heard them say.
I don't know. Have they been announced? Have they?
Yeah, we've got a couple of friendlies, Austria and Romania.
Oh, okay. Is they at home?
Yeah. So we'll have plenty of practice in Wembley before as well.
Austria will visit on Wednesday the 2nd, and Romania June the 6th.
So they're after the squad announcement?
There will be, yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Romania game's 1 week before the Croatia game.
Yeah, don't want to be picking up that team would be interesting then, because you don't want to be picking up any injuries.
No.
Do we really need 2 friendlies? I mean, I know Southgate wants the group together and everything, but I mean, there isn't going to be that much of a gap between the end of the Premiership season and the Euros. And then if we've got English teams in European finals,
I think you want to have at least 1 game just to get your first 11, try and get them gelling. I mean, 2 may be a bit over the top, but he probably will rotate as well. So
Yeah.
we'll have to wait and see what he does with that. But that's a long way off. I think we'll definitely know a lot more after the Poland game. But Lewandowski's out injured, isn't he? So that's a bonus for us. And they've already dropped points in the group, so it's looking good for us to start with.
I don't think Poland are the side they were before.
No.
No, they're not that good anymore. And I think the group is pretty much done and dusted already. I know it's fairly very early days to say, but if Poland's already dropping points, then we don't have to do it.
Hungary look like our toughest opponents.
Exactly. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we all know from the last Euros what Hungary can do. They're not the worst side in the world. They got a draw with Poland, didn't they, in the last Euros? And not Poland, Portugal. And Portugal went on to win it.
Yeah.
I think it was like a 3-3 draw or something. It was a mental game, I remember.
No, but over the sake of how many games, we play home and away, so that's 10 games, 10 games. It's just, yeah, bit of a wasteful situation.
It'd be lovely to win that group, and we should, but stranger things have happened. So let's not count our chickens too soon. But from the Albania performance, I mean, it was comfortable, wasn't it? So
yeah.
I don't think we've got a lot to worry about. I mean, it'll be a different kettle of fish when we get to the Euros, and if we get through the groups, which I'm fully expecting us to, we're going to have a very tough last 16 tie, that's for sure. And it'd be interesting to see what tactics he goes for there against the group of death.
Well, we found out last Euros, having planned our trip to make sure we saw England.
Yes. And we know Southgate likes an easier route, so don't be surprised if we finish second and accidentally draw with Croatia
Or
Czech
Scotland.
Republic. The Czech Republic are in our group, aren't they?
Yes, us, Scotland, and Czech Republic.
They're looking quite good at the moment, so it's not exactly a done and dusted group, is it?
No, but you'd fancy us, surely.
Yeah, but do you fancy Czech Republic to go through with us on current form? Or do you think Croatia?
I would go Croatia.
I mean, Czech Republic got a draw with Belgium, didn't they?
That Orsic is Croatian, Zagreb player.
Oh, was he?
Mm.
What do we think about the absolute robbery that took place? Serbia versus Portugal.
You're making me chuckle, not going to lie.
Oh, mate, it was shocking. That ball is so far over the line, it's unbelievable.
Always nice to see him throw his toys out the pram, though.
Oh, mate, he's the only bloke in the world that's going to get forgiven for taking his captain's armband off and throwing it on the floor like that.
Yeah.
But
the referee apologised, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Well, I'm guessing you saw it.
Yeah.
I've seen it after. Yeah, I've seen it after.
It was real bad decision. Well over the line.
But there's no VAR or anything in all the qualifiers, is there?
I'm surprised they don't have goal line technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, VAR is different, but goal line technology has been around in the Premier League for ages now.
Yeah, but you think you've then got to install it in places like Kazakhstan and Faroe Islands and Gibraltar.
Yeah, that's true. But I think if it's at the stadium, you might as well use it. It's a bit like VAR in the FA Cup, isn't it? They use it at the stadiums where it's available.
See, I don't think they should do that, though.
Well, that's a different argument. But with goal line technology, if it's a goal, you've got to be given the goal, surely. I mean, it's not even like, to me, when I saw it, I was just like, that's so obviously in. How have they all missed that? So I can see why he got really upset about it.
I don't think his reaction was necessary, to be honest.
Oh, no, he's always going to be like that, though, for his international team, isn't he?
No, I get he's frustrated, but it's a bit over the top for me.
Did you boys watch any of the other games, or have you been following all the other results, apart from what we predicted?
I saw Spain got away with one, didn't they?
Have you seen that goal?
No, I haven't, no.
So I received a message saying Spain has scored a screamer to win the game.
Right.
So I looked it up, I watched it on the highlights, and to be fair, it's a good strike, but the keeper gets his hands to it, and it still manages to find its way into the top corner. It's a good effort, but I think, like, I don't know how the keeper's, because he's got good hands to it, and it seems to just go through them and into the top corner. But, they drew with Greece and they literally robbed it versus Georgia. They got to be a bit concerned, surely.
They always tend to start slow, though, don't they? And then they'll pick it up and they'll be fine. I'm pretty sure they'll be fine.
Well, I think they should really be getting through that group. But Sweden are no mugs, so they might have to do it the hard way.
Yeah. I'll tell you who do look good, and that's Turkey.
Yeah, I've got that written down here. And Norway.
So they beat Norway away 3-0, and they beat the Netherlands. So
if I was Norway, I would be worried because Holland are a very strong team. We know that. But Turkey, they are looking good at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll be very concerned if I was Norway.
Turkey, at least the first game, 11th of June.
What is, sorry?
Turkey, Italy.
Turkey, Italy. Oh.
Yeah, there's no reason why they can't have an all right run at the Euros, to be honest.
No.
I mean, they're not going to win it, but they're not a weak side.
They're in the group with Italy, Wales and Switzerland.
Yeah, Wales have got it tough in this Euros. I don't see them getting out of the group. I mean, and Switzerland, they're fairly
no mugs
solid
either,
as
are they?
well.
Yeah, they're no mugs.
I fancy Italy to go through, but it's not going to be easy. I would not want to be in that group. If that said England, Turkey, Wales, Switzerland, I wouldn't be over the moon. I mean, I'd expect us to get through it, even if it was third place. I mean, I'd expect us to win it, but they're not going to be easy games for them. But they do look very good. I'd like to see how they can continue with their form. But then I'd like to see Haaland at a major tournament. So it's one of them. But as a squad, they're probably not good enough, are they, Norway?
Probably not, no.
Nope.
But they've got some really good individuals. Just some other results. Some other teams have been dropping points, haven't they? France.
Yeah, 1-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, versus Ukraine.
Who then went and drew 1-0 with Finland.
Yeah. I mean, these teams, France, they may be prone for dropping a couple of points here and there, but you know how strong they are. And you definitely expect them to come through that group with relative ease.
Yeah.
But it's not a bonus. It's not great starting your first match and not winning it at home against a side that you'd expect to be beating.
They rely a lot on Mbappe, don't they?
Yeah, they do, but he didn't even start against Kazakhstan. He come on and missed a penalty, didn't he?
Yeah. Maybe we found something he's not good at.
And then there's Belgium. They've also dropped points already, which you wouldn't expect after their couple of games. But Czech Republic played well against them.
It does make me wonder whether these Euros in the summer are going to be a bit like the Premiership was this season, a bit up and down because of players playing so many games, and whether you'll see a few surprising results.
They're not going to get much rest either, are they? So
no. I mean, going back to Hungary, have you seen their group for the Euros?
No.
France, Germany and Portugal.
That's Hungary's group.
Yeah.
Well, they're not getting through that, are they? But, what's saying they can't get a point or two from that?
No. And that goes back to what I was saying about whether the results are going to be a bit funny.
Yeah, well, there's always a team that does better than you expect them to, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always a dark horse.
So I don't think it'll be them. I think Czech Republic might be able to do something, but we'll see. Another thing I've noticed is how bad Republic of Ireland are now.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't a good result at all, was it, against Luxembourg?
No, I sat there and watched it as well. It's one of the only games I've watched this week, international.
Was you entertained?
It was shocking. And they got what they deserved. They deserved to lose to Luxembourg. Ireland, under their new manager, are shocking. I don't know how he's still got a job.
I say, yeah.
They haven't won a game with him in charge.
No, I mean, they've lost both the games in the group as well, haven't they, now? So,
yeah.
It's already looking difficult.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if he doesn't get the sacks.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because if you haven't got the talent, then there's very little you can do. But he's an inexperienced manager as well, isn't he? So,
yeah, the squad is pretty rubbish, to be fair.
Yeah.
And they're playing a goalkeeper from Rochdale now.
Well, that kind of says it all then, doesn't it? No offence to Rochdale fans, but
I think he's on loan there, but he's still... I mean, he played all right, but you want a stronger goalkeeper than that. I mean, they had Shay Given in the past.
it must be difficult for little countries like that to keep on producing players that are good enough to play at international level.
It wasn't Randolph playing for them as well.
Yeah, is he retired or is he injured now?
I'm not sure, but he's definitely not in that.
Not there.
He wasn't
Yeah.
in that starting lineup.
No. How did that keeper play though?
He was all right. Nothing special.
No. I'll tell you what though, I thought the old San Marino goalkeeper did all right. I know they conceded 5, but he made a few really good saves.
Yeah, he did. All from Lingard mainly.
All from Lingard, yeah, for his 12 shots.
Did you see that at the end?
No.
Did you see that at the end?
No.
Where they're on the pitch and he's like, "Oh, you played really well against me."
Oh, that's good. I like that.
You know, good luck, bro. He was saying.
Was he? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it was good, man. I mean, I like England to score as many goals as possible, but in another sense, I don't like seeing teams that obviously aren't professionals or very limited professionals rank the worst team in the world get absolutely pummeled. So.
Well, yeah, you say, yeah. I think that they're ranked the worst team. I don't think they are the worst team in the world, but
no, they're not.
Rankings, because you got to take into consideration that they probably play a higher opposition to some of other countries in the world, where they tend to play each other in other parts of the world. Whereas over here, San Marino only get to play like the top teams, really.
Well, they get to play Andorra this time round.
Well, yeah, only in that Nations League where they kind of separate it for level, like talent-wise. Yeah. Do they actually get to play teams around their kind of level? And I think they were unbeaten in 2 previous to us thrashing them. So,
yeah, I felt sorry for them, but it's going to happen every match apart from Andorra. So,
well, yeah, England did what they had to do at the end of the day, didn't they? So,
yeah, certainly did. Well, it's just another couple of things to talk about. Italy and Switzerland getting the expected wins. I mean, Italy, they seem to love winning 2-0. So when I predicted them to win 3-0, they just can't seem to do that little bit of extra business. But they're doing what's expected, and Switzerland also getting the wins that are expected of them.
Yeah, the time you do go 2-0, they'll win 3-0. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm still going to go with my guns. And Immobile's not going to round the keeper and miss into the side net in every game, is he? So
no, he's not. You're right.
And if they're playing a team like San Marino, whichever one of them's in their group, I expect them to win more than 2-0.
I think the weakest team in their group's probably probably Lithuania.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll be beating them 6 or 7-0, but
no,
maybe they've only got 5 teams in their group, haven't they? Actually,
yes, it'll probably be Switzerland and Italy, and then
Bulgaria are pretty poor as well, and they only beat them 2. So.
And Northern Ireland ain't great either, so
they just love to do enough, don't they?
Yeah, that's all they need. That's all they ever do, really, and they don't concede many. So
no, that's it.
A very typical Italian team.
Yeah, and finally, Scotland coming from behind twice to get 2 draws. I mean, they're not the worst results for them.
No, especially away to Israel.
Yeah, that's another one of the games I watched, and they deserved the point. Israel could have been further ahead, didn't take the chance. Then Scotland equalised, and they could have gone on to win the game, really. So I think they'll be happy with the point. They'll definitely be happy with the point against Austria.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll be between them and Austria for the second place in the group, actually.
I think Austria are very good. So I think well, very good might be a strong statement, but I think they're stronger than Scotland.
I would tend to probably agree.
That was a good goal, though, McGinn. Did you see it?
Yeah, nice
overhead kick. Yeah, it's quality.
Good little player, though, isn't he, John McGinn?
Oh yeah, he is decent. I mean, they're definitely stronger than both islands in terms of British chances, I think.
I think so. And maybe take away Bale, they're probably stronger than Wales as well.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I mean, Wales have got Super Tyler Roberts, but he's been sent home, so...
Yeah, being a naughty boy, isn't he?
Yeah, silly man.
No discipline in Leeds, is there?
Nah, everyone just loves to have a party in Leeds.
Exactly. Speaking of Leeds, did you want to lead us into your Leeds Legend of the Week?
Oh, that time again, is it?
That time again. Highlight of our week.
All right, so this week I was watching England and I heard a stat. Well, I saw a stat anyway, that that Calvin Phillips was the first Leeds United player to complete 90 minutes in an England World Cup qualifier since 1993, 18 years ago. Now, Calvin is not quite yet on the legend list, but the last player who represented England for 90 minutes in the World Cup qualifier is. And that man is David Batty.
I had a feeling you were going to say David Batty.
David was born in Leeds and made his debut in 1987. In his time at Leeds, he made 301 appearances for his club over 2 spells and was a huge part of success in both of his spells. The first time he played for Leeds, he helped us gain promotion into the First Division, and it was part of the Leeds team that won the last old First Division in 91-92 before it became the Premier League. David was a defensive midfielder who also had decent ball distribution, would often start the counter-attacks for Leeds. Unfortunately, Howard Wilkinson needed funds to rebuild the Leeds team after a 17th place finish in the 92-93 Premiership season, and David was sold to Blackburn Rovers in October 1993 and was a part of their Premier League winning squad in 94-95, although he only played 5 games in that season due to a broken foot and actually refused his winner's medal. After a stint at Newcastle, David returned to Leeds in 1998. In this time, he made 90 appearances for us and played a key role in the UEFA Cup and Champions League semi-final runs. Unfortunately, he struggled towards the end of his career after David Leary left the club, but the impact over his 2 spells at Leeds cannot be forgotten, and he will always be known as a local lad who turned into a Leeds United legend. Mate, I used to love David Batty.
Yeah, it's a good one this week.
Yeah, and I think it's an unexpected one because when you talk about midfielders, I think people are like, Gordon Strachan, Gary McAllister, Eric Backer, Decor. But David Batty, mate, played 300 times for Leeds.
It's a lot of appearances.
Yeah. And he's a local lad as well, which makes it even better.
Yeah, I always think that homegrown and especially people born in the specific cities always have more of a connection with the fan base.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you always want them to do well, even if they're having a bit of a rough time. You tend to have a bit more patience with them. Yeah,
and I know we only sold him on because they wanted to rebuild the team because of we only just survived relegation by 2 points in the first season of the Premier League.
Yeah, and
that's the only reason why we sold him, because 2.75 million wasn't a bad amount of money to receive for a player then. And then he goes on to Blackburn, and Blackburn were decent back then.
Well, they won the league.
Yeah, I mean, I know obviously he broke his foot and he wasn't a massive part of that, but he was still there. His influence would still be there. And he did play 5 times, and he still would have been there when they were in Europe playing for him. Yeah. And then when he come back to us, he's just solid. Another thing is he's a similar player to Calvin Phillips.
That was going to be my next question. Can you see a lot of David Batty in Calvin Phillips?
Yeah. Like they're both exactly the same position. And he does sometimes do away with pass, but a lot of Calvin Phillips' passing is very accurate, and his distribution does often start counter-attacks to get us goals when he's intercepting from the back and then moving forward. So yeah, I could definitely see the similarities.
But I mean, I think going back to David Batty, I think he's one of them players that the biggest compliment I could probably pay him is you don't notice him in a game. Everything he does is so efficient that you're not noticing how much he's actually doing, really.
Yeah, I can see what you mean there.
But then you notice it more, a bit like Calvin Phillips, really. You notice it more when they're not in the side. I mean, this season Calvin Phillips was out for a couple of games for you, and you had a little bit of a wobble, weren't it?
Yeah, I mean, I like Strike, but he's no Calvin Phillips. Let's be honest. I completely agree with what you're saying. But another thing, this guy didn't score goals.
No.
In his second spell, he didn't actually score a goal.
And how many seasons was that?
Well, he was there from 98 to 2004, but he didn't really play much after 2002. But it's still a good few years.
I was going to say, yeah. You had other players doing that, though, didn't you?
Yeah, that's it. And he was stopping the goals. A bit like Radaby, but...
I was just about to say.
Yeah. Class player, mate. Class act.
Yeah, quality one this week, mate. Well done.
That's the thing, though. Like, I know David Batty is a Leeds legend, but he never... Like, when I think about who I'm doing this week, he never ever like immediately pops into my head. And then I saw that stat and I just thought it's so relevant, and he is a legend.
Yeah.
So we're in.
And a local lad.
Yeah, that's what we like. Same as Calvin, mate. They're like brothers.
Leeds brothers.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's that time of the week now.
It is indeed.
See how many 2-0s come in.
2-0, quite a few, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Unfortunately. Right, so thank you again, everyone, for entering. Keep your scores coming in. We'll post them again on social media this week. So as usual, start from the bottom. So Chris is bottom this week on 5 points. Jason is next on 7. Myself, Mr. If, But, Maybe, or Nearly, and Miles is on 9. Just to let you know that Mr. If, But, Maybe, and Nearly is, in fact, Locky.
Yeah, we'll go into that in a minute.
Sam and Jord, 11 on 10. Great score again this week. Johnny, great score on 12. And yet again,
Wait a
this
minute.
week. Yes, here we go.
Come on.
Wait a minute.
With an unbelievable 14 points, which
How
I think
many?
is down to 14, which I think is partly down to 2 correct 2-0 scores, is Liam on 14 points.
14!
2-0.
14.
Yeah, but they're not
17
going on to our Premier League predictions, are they, those scores?
Oh, yes, they go on to a tally.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
He's gone from being absolutely dog
Yeah.
to being unstoppable.
So he is now overall on 41 points. You are next on 33, and I am trailing at the back on 31.
Mate, it's so frustrating because I know I only got 9 points, which is actually my best tally, but in 4 of the games, I missed a correct score by 1 goal. How fuming is that?
That's what I mean by Mr. If, But, Nearly,
Yeah.
or If Only.
One
It is. Yeah, it's so close though. It's ridiculous.
Get in there.
Well, Liam,
Thank you.
I don't know whether it's your bold selections are starting to pay off, or I don't know. I think it's more luck, but it's
go with
3
luck.
weeks now. It's 3 weeks now, so it's hard to argue it. It's starting to
It
become
is.
a problem. Well, we still
Right.
got time.
So this week's fixtures, thank God the Premier League is back.
Woo!
We've gone for Leeds versus Sheffield United,
Ooh.
Leicester against Manchester City. I've gone for a top of the table clash in France for Lille versus PSG. Another top of the table clash this time in Germany for RB Leipzig at home to Bayern Munich. Arsenal at home to Liverpool. Aston Villa at home to Fulham. And Manchester United at home to Brighton. So I'll go first, then Locky, then Liam. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Leeds United win. I'm going for a 2-1 Manchester City win. I'm going for a 3-1 PSG win. I'm going for another 3-1 Bayern Munich win. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Arsenal and Liverpool. I'm going for an Aston Villa 2-0 win. And I'm going for Manchester United to win 2-1.
Oh, very interesting. I have gone Leeds United 3, Sheffield United 1. Only because I feel sorry for them. I don't actually think they'll score. Leicester 1, Man City 3. Lille 0, PSG 2. A repeat of when I went to that game last season. Leipzig 1, Bayern 2. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 2. Aston Villa 0, Fulham 1. I've gone for the away win. Might be a bit of a shocker this week. And Man United 2, Brighton 1.
Okay.
Here we go. Here he comes.
Now I only got 1-2-0, so I've gone against the grain.
Right.
I'm going Leeds United 0, Sheffield United 1. I am going Leicester and City 1-1. I think Leicester are going to do a bit of a jobby. I'm also going 3-1.
jobby?
I'm also going 3-1 PSG. Going for an absolute another Bundesliga goal fest. Leipzig 2 by a 4. I'm going to back the boys. Go 2-1 Arsenal.
Blimey.
This is where my prediction downfall.
I was going to say, that lead isn't that big.
I'm going 1-0 Villa Fulham. And I couldn't leave without a 2-0. So United 2, Brighton 0.
I can't even react to your Sheffield United. I mean, I didn't realise you were going for a career as a comedian. The team that are involved in the most goals in the league, you've gone for a 1-0 away win.
Well, if I'd have said 4-0 away, you wouldn't have liked it.
I'll tell you what, if they beat us 4-0, I'll give you a tenner.
Oh,
That ain't happening, is it?
does that count as gambling?
Did you say 4-0?
If Sheffield United beat us 4-0, I'll give you £10.
But you said 1-0.
Yeah, but then you're like, well, if I went 4-0, blah, blah, blah. Well,
Only because you said you're involved in goals, but exactly, I'm not going to go Sheffield United 4, am I? So
I can't believe you've even predicted them to beat
I
us.
was tempted.
Well,
Yeah, but only to get a reaction from me.
when's the game?
Would I do that?
It's that Saturday, 3 o'clock, so it's going to be the most boring game of the week.
Yeah.
Because the most boring game of the week always Saturday, 3 o'clock.
So United are going to steal it at the end. Go on, you blades.
Yeah, we'll see.
David McGoldrick.
Oh, great.
Could you imagine?
I'd like to think that we should really comfortably beat them, so I'll be concerned if we don't.
Oh, of course, but got to be one red herring of the week.
Yeah, you already did that, predicted Arsenal to win against Liverpool.
I was just about to say that.
Hey, you have to trust in them sometimes. We played Chelsea not too long ago, back in December, and for the whole week I was like, oh, fucking hell, here we go. And then about an hour before kick-off, I was like, we're going to do this. So
I think I might have been a bit more. I think I might have been a bit more confident if Jota weren't fit.
But it depends which Liverpool turn up, because if the team of last season managed to put a performance in, you're going to get spanked. So we'll see.
We won't get spanked.
We will see. I don't think we'll get spanked, no.
No, comfortable 2-0 win I've gone for, though, I think.
Yeah.
No, he's gone for the 2-0 route, and it's not going to work.
Let's hope I'm highlighting that red on my spreadsheet.
I've got 2-2-0s this week.
Oh, we know who's winning this week then.
I got it in the bag. I just got to get 8 points to catch up Liam.
Should have got Sheffield United 2-0, shouldn't I? Should have really rubbed the salt in the
wound. You should have done it.
I'm going to be if that happens, I'm not recording next week. I'm going to be really quiet and really upset.
I will allow it as an adjudicator if you would like to change your prediction to 2-0.
Okay, let's do it.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
No, I'm the adjudicator.
No way. Last week I wanted to change some of mine and I couldn't because I'd already done it.
You should have said
Can't be bending. You sound like the National League, mate, just bending the rules all the time.
Yeah, but Dover are a bunch of frauds.
Yeah, we don't talk about Dover.
Nope.
Right, so now we've done our predictions, shall we explain to the viewers what little activity we've been up to this week?
Yep, so we decided to do a little mock. Seeing as it is the interlull, we decided to have a little mock of doing our own 23 Euro squad. So, Locky, did you want to tell us yours first, which I'm sure is going to be interesting?
No ifs, no buts.
Hang on, we need to explain that this is, for me, my squad is based on players that are fit now, and because I've been seeing in the news that Henderson is probably not going to be fit, or it's against time, I've left him out of my 23. But I'd just like to clarify, if the man is fit, he's in my 23.
Right, so is this your 23 that you think's going to go, or the 23 that you want to go?
There may be a little bit of bias in there.
Just say one. Don't be.
This is the 23. This is the 23 that I want. But when I'm explaining, I will say who I don't actually think will go.
Right.
But I'll have reasoning behind why I want them to go.
Okay,
so you want my whole team, or are we doing goalkeepers, defenders, midfielders, strikers? You just want the whole team?
Entirely up to you.
Well, shall we just say we probably? I mean, I might be speaking for you two here, but with goalkeepers, have we all gone Pickford, Pope, Henderson?
Correct.
So, apart from who we think will start, we don't really need to say anything else about goalkeepers because that's by far the easiest part of this selection process.
Only that Pope needs to learn how to kick a ball.
Well, I think Pickford's going to be in there after watching Pope. I mean, I know he hasn't let any goals in, but
We didn't have a shot to save either, did he?
No, but his distribution is not great. So I think Pickford will get that position. But
Okay, so how many defenders is he taking?
I'm taking 7 defenders. My reasoning behind that is because 2 left backs, 2 right backs, 3 centre halves. Oh wait, I've got 8 defenders. Sorry, I can't count. I've got 8 defenders. So I'll start with left back.
Right.
I've gone for Shaw and Chilwell as my 2 main left backs in the squad. Then I've picked 3 centre halves: Stones, Maguire, and Mings are my centre halves. And then I've gone, and I had Reece James in it to start, but I changed my mind. I think he does have a big chance of going, but I know Gareth said he's out of form, but I just can't look past Trent. The guy's world class on his day, and I want him in there. So he's more of a who I want to be in there, rather than maybe who I think will be in there. But I've also gone for Trippier and Kyle Walker. So that's my defence. I mean, has either of you gone any different?
So I've gone 9 defenders.
Yeah.
I've gone 7.
You don't want a defence. That problem is, Gareth loves defenders, so Brett's probably right. Maybe we should have put 11 or 12 down.
That is why, and I nearly had 10. So I've gone the same 2 left backs.
Yeah.
Shaw and Chilwell. So I've written down 3 right backs like you, and I've written down the same 3, and I've written down them 3: Walker, Trent, and Trippier, because they're the 3 that I want.
Yeah.
I don't want Reece James anywhere near the squad. I just don't like him. Don't think he's that good. My centre backs, I've gone right. So what I've actually done is I've gone Maguire, Stones, and Cody.
Yeah.
I would take Mings, but I think Gareth Southgate's going to take Eric Dier.
Oh, I've left him out completely. I don't want to talk about him. He doesn't deserve to be in the conversation.
No, he doesn't. But Gareth Southgate loves him for some reason. So I've written him down because I think, unfortunately, he will go.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree, but
I think Cody will go as well.
I think Mings has got a chance.
I like Cody and I like Mings.
I'd have Mings over Cody, obviously, by my choice. But if he does go 9, I'd like to see all the defenders I've picked plus Cody rather than Eric Dier. Don't want Dyer anywhere near the squad.
Nah, I'd prefer if he wasn't in the squad, but if we're going to play 5 most games, then he's going to obviously going to take more defenders. I've only got 7. Obviously, taking your same 2 left backs. I've gone Trent as well. Same understanding. I don't particularly want Reece James in the other squad. Not that I don't rate him. I just don't think he's a mixture of Trent, Walker, and probably even Wan-Bissaka to some degree. But he's not actually as good as all of them. Like Trent is probably better attacking. Walker is probably better in experience, and Wan-Bissaka is probably better defensively. So I just don't think that he's quite ready. And yeah, I've got Mings, Maguire, and Stones as my 3. But clearly, yeah, it's probably the basis that we play 4 a lot of the time. It's probably going to be another, whether it's probably going to be Cody, let's be honest, I think. But then again, as you mentioned, you're probably right, he's going to go as well. So yeah, I've made myself look a bit silly there, to be honest.
I just look at the numbers, and I think 8 is enough because we've got versatile defenders like Trippier can play left back if needed and right back. Walker can push into the middle if he needs, but obviously we've got 3 other centre halves, so he probably won't even need to. I don't know why you'd have to take any more than 8.
No, there's no need.
Especially if you're taking defensive midfielders.
Then do we say maybe
I've got
Mings
6 of them.
Do we say maybe Mings misses out and Cody and Dyer goes? Or Cody and Mings go and Dyer misses out? I think it's between those 3.
Yeah, I agree.
2 of them are going to go and 1 of them's going to miss out.
Yeah, I think so.
The fact that Cody has played quite a bit, Dyer's not injured, is he?
No.
So Cody played San Marino. Cody played San Marino? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but it's hard to look at that game. Like,
yeah, but the fact
it's hard to.
The fact he's been picked over Dyer for that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, then obviously Mings played a bit in that game as well. I really like Mings.
Yeah.
I like Mings. I like both Cody and Mings. I like both of them.
And to be honest, I think Conser's a bit unlucky not to be in the discussion as well because he's had a great season. But I just don't think he's quite ready to be in the chat yet. But I think he's definitely one to look at after the Euros to perhaps get into the squad and have a go because he's decent.
Yeah, but if he's not been around the squad, he's not going to go, is he? I don't think.
Oh no, he's not. That's what I mean. I just think he's unlucky to not. I've not heard anyone mention anything about him, but he's solid.
I've heard mention, but he's not got enough experience, has he? Really, he's had 2 Premiership seasons, and last year was pretty dire for Villa. To be honest, how lucky were they? But yeah, hopefully one to look forward to, and if he can get another season under his belt, and move on, then it's another top centre back that hopefully means we don't have a Spurs player in there.
Well, I think we're pretty much we're sort of in agreement with definitely the names.
Yeah, right back, left back. Just depends how many centre backs we take. I think Southgate needs to make that decision and drop Dyer. I really do. I don't think he's going to play. If I see him in a starting lineup against Croatia, I'm going to be crying. Don't want to see it.
Can I just ask a question? If you see Eric Dyer in the starting lineup against Croatia, you're going to start supporting Croatia?
No. I'm hoping we're going to be surrounded by fellow England fans in Wembley, so I don't think that's going to be happening, no.
I just wanted to check for your history.
You'll have drunk enough Pimm's by then to not care.
No, maybe not.
Depends if I'm working the next day or not.
Anyway, carrying on, sorry.
All right, midfielders, right, this is where it gets a bit interesting. And as I said at the start, I've left Henderson out because I'm not sure he's going to be fit. But if he's fit, he goes and replaces one of these midfielders or attackers. Because some of what I've put in midfielders, because on the website they had down as midfielders, are actually more attackers, but we'll go into that shortly. So I have gone Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips as the defensive options. Then I've gone Mason Mount and, well, he's pretty much the only non-sort of attacking player I've gone for. But I've also gone for Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Jadon Sancho, Bukayo Saka, and Raheem Sterling. They're my 8 midfielders, but I know Sancho, Sterling, Grealish, Foden, they're all sort of attackers, but they're in my midfield section. But I've left James Ward-Prowse out of my squad, although, as you'll find out when I say my strikers, I think he will go, James Ward-Prowse. But we'll go into that shortly. So
okay, I've also got Sancho, Grealish, and Sterling, but obviously they're sort of more in my forward section. I've got Rice, Mount, and Henderson. Did you say Phillips? You said Phillips. I haven't got Phillips, but I've got Bellingham.
Yeah, that's another one I left out, which I think.
Forgot about Bellingham.
Yeah, but I don't know whether he might miss out on this one because of his age. I'm not saying the talent's not there, because it is. And I think he's going to want to take Calvin Phillips because, one, he really rates him, and 2, he's a direct replacement for Rice if anything happens to Rice, and he does that job well.
I've gone Foden as well in my midfield section. Obviously, we can play anywhere, so let's just wait and see. You're going to love this. I actually think Jesse Lingard's going to go.
Oh, I don't know. It's one of them, isn't it? It's a difficult discussion because there's so much talent apart from Jesse Lingard that I don't know if he will go. But obviously Southgate has a lot of time for him.
He's going to go.
So,
although I was very, very, very unsure about it, I'm actually not too against it currently. After seeing him play, he's actually just a different player. Although he can be a bit of a muppet and he has his ups and downs for club and country, he's turned his game around, and if he can do that in an England shirt, then I'm not going to knock him.
No, it's a very interesting person to add into the discussion. I mean, I've left Bellingham and Lingard out.
Same.
And I've left Henderson out. And as I said, if he's fit and if he can prove he's match fit, then for me, he's definitely there. So there we go. Go on then, Brett. Have you got any surprises in there for us?
Right. So so this is what I think will go because of the negative mindset of Gareth Southgate. So I think Henderson will go if fit, Rice will go, Phillips will go, and Ward-Prowse will go. Then I think he'll go Mount as well, Foden and Grealish in there. And then I've also got Rashford and Sterling.
See, I've got Rashford as a striker.
See, I've got him as a winger because I think that's the only place he'll play.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, sort of anything that's number 10 area, I've sort of put in the midfielders. That's why
Yeah,
I've sort of left Foden there. So obviously, my sort of wingers, Rashford, Sterling, and another Sancho, Grealish.
Have you left out Saka, Liam?
Oh no, he's there, mate. He's there.
He is there.
I've left him out.
Oh, well,
I've left Saka out. I've left Bellingham out. I've left Sancho out. I've left Maddison out.
yeah, I've left Maddison out. He's just hit injury at the wrong time, hasn't he?
I think James Ward-Prowse will go, especially if Henderson doesn't make it.
Yeah, that would be my. No offense to Phillips, but I can see Phillips going. Maybe Bellingham not, and if Henderson doesn't, then Ward-Prowse does. That's maybe the route that we're going to go.
Unfortunately, I think Phillips will go.
It's not no unfortunately about it. What a legend.
Not because of the player, more because of the type of player. I think we're sort of.
He's just so limited. All he does is pass the ball sideways and backwards.
And intercepts the ball and has a great impact on every game he's in. But apart from that, he does nothing.
Apart from when Gareth Southgate gets him to play in the number 10 position.
Do you know what? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, is that Calvin Phillips in the penalty area? I just couldn't believe it.
He was further forward than a false 4.
Yeah, I was just like, but he didn't do it until we went that 1-0 up, did he? And then next thing I know, like Phillips is like on the outside of their penalty area, and then he's in their penalty area, and I'm just like, is he going to score in a minute? Oh, I loved it.
Phillips reminds me a lot of Mohamed El Neni, and you know how much I like Mohamed El Neni.
I really, really want Ward-Prowse to go.
I think he's the best crosser of the ball since Beckham.
Oh, his technique is unbelievable. His consistency of delivery in any area of the half, in the corner.
And I mean, if we get a dangerous free kick and he's on the pitch, then we've got half a chance of getting Harry Kane off free kicks.
No, he took the one against San Marino, didn't he? That fucking keeper pulled off his one of 18 worldies against us.
Oh yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, but did you see Harry Kane's free kick last night? What an idiot! He tried to go under the wall, even though there's a bloke laying on the floor behind the wall. I was really hoping Foden was going to have a go at that free kick. But no, Harry Kane gets it because he's captain, does what he wants. I was hoping to see Foden have a go at that free kick, to be honest. See if he can whip one into the top bins.
His delivery from corners yesterday was good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was watching. And you know, we need someone who's good at taking corners in the starting 11, so that might help his cause.
Well, shame he'll be sitting next to Ward-Prowse on the bench.
Yeah. Well, Ward-Prowse ain't even in my squad. Who actually put Ward-Prowse in the squad? Did you, Brett?
Me.
Yeah, I think he's, once again, when we say what we want and who we think, they're two different things. I do think Ward-Prowse has got quite a big chance.
Based on that, Henderson will go, and again, I think it's between Bellingham, Prowse, and Phillips.
Yeah,
I think Phillips is more.
I've got Henderson down, but if he's not fit, I think it'd be Sancho maybe.
I've got Sancho. I just, again, with the Trent.
I've not got him.
With the Trent situation, I think he's just different class on his day, and he can be a world beater. I mean, do you remember at the Nou Camp when he come on, how much of an impact he had versus Barcelona?
Yeah.
Just how good he was. And when I went to watch Dortmund versus Bayer Leverkusen, he was also very good that day as well. So he's obviously a talent. I think he's been doing better in the Bundesliga before he got injured as well, hadn't he?
Yeah, his form had picked up a bit, I think.
He got Player of the Month, I believe. So he's definitely got it there in his locker.
So Brett doesn't have Saka in his team, but I do.
I think the only way he would have made it, not that I'm down how good he is, because I fucking love him, but I think he would have been used as a utility player if we didn't have the second left back option like we do now. I think because Shaw's come on so much, I think we're well covered at left back now.
Yeah, I do agree with that, but I think Saka as an individual, I feel like he's too good to ignore.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love him and I don't doubt his quality whatsoever, but you got to think he's fighting for left wing or right wing, and his competition is probably Grealish, Foden, Rashford, Sancho, Sterling.
He just reminds me of what Sterling was.
You compare them a lot, don't you?
Yeah. And I see a very similar player there. And I think maybe out of my team, he's one of the two people that could be removed.
Yeah.
I would like to see him go.
Yeah, he could go.
For him, I would like him to go. From an Arsenal point of view, I'd be well happy with him rested over the summer.
Yeah, but does he really need resting? I mean, he's young.
Yeah,
fit.
he does.
He's good. I'd like to see him go. I don't think he'll get in the starting lineup though. But he could be such an impact on as a sub.
Yeah.
He is different class. You can see it when you watch Arsenal. He always has a pretty positive impact on the game.
Yeah, he's carried us this season.
He does miss a few chances, a bit like when Sterling was younger. But I think you pick that up with experience.
Yeah, and he's only 19.
Exactly.
Yeah, he could be one to miss out, and then we had another midfielder, or we had another defender. So he's sort of he's one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I had it. Yeah, I added Ward-Prowse instead of Saka. So
He's not going to start in any of the areas where he should. So we can take an extra body elsewhere.
But surely, if he's not in the plans, he would have definitely been in the under-21 squad.
Well, he was in the England squad, wasn't he? But he pulled out with injury. So
yeah, it's a bit like Bellingham. You think, I know I haven't put Bellingham in my team, but they're at the age where you have to have them in the under-21s if they're not in your
he
plans.
doesn't plan to take
I
Bellingham.
think so. Yeah,
because they're that good.
Yeah.
So I think for them two, that's the saving grace. That's what they've got to be thinking. Maybe we are in the 23.
Possibly, yeah.
Right, shall we move on to strikers?
Oh, yeah, okay. We'll let you go first.
Okay, so I've gone Harry Kane, Calvert-Lewin, and Rashford. And I'm sorry, I might be a bit biased.
Okay,
but I can't ignore.
Cut it.
Look,
no.
Listen, I can't ignore the season that the bloke's had.
Right.
The bloke has been slated in the Championship for missing chance after chance. He has come into the Premier League and he has made such an impact. He's scored so many goals, decent amount of assists, and he's good enough. He's good enough to make the squad. I'm sorry. I'm not. This is a want. This isn't who I think. I don't think he's got a chance in hell of going. But Patrick Bamford this season, he's been quality. You can't deny that. You can't deny that he didn't deserve a chance in an England shirt for the season that he's had. Bearing in mind, for a lot of the season, we've been playing. I know Rodrigo's played, and Rafinha, but apart from that, it's the same team that were in the Championship last season. The guys come in, scored quality goals. Some of his goals have been phenomenal. His work rate's decent. So there's no reason why he shouldn't have been given a chance. And I hope he has a brilliant end to the season and makes it even tougher for Gareth to leave him out of the squad.
He's just going to be the third choice striker, and I don't see the point in that. It's another same scenario as Saka. What's the point in being a backup when they probably prefer to take someone else?
No, but you need really. The only reason why I can't see them taking a third number 9 is if they were going to plan on playing Rashford there. Because if one of them gets injured, then, well, do you think Ings is going?
I've only gone to.
What about if Kane gets injured? Then we're left with Calvert-Lewin.
Calvert-Lewin will play.
And what? And he's going to play 90 minutes for the whole competition. He's not, is he?
Why not? It's only going to be what? 7 or 8 games.
No, you'd have to be planning to play Rashford there as well.
Not only bar a catastrophe.
Yeah, why would you? So you're saying? So your argument is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin couldn't play all them games?
I don't think he'd play 90 minutes in all of them games.
But Harry Kane will.
Well,
what's the difference?
Harry Kane's twice the player Calvert-Lewin is.
No, but that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying Harry Kane is indispensable to the England team. Calvert-Lewin isn't.
Yeah, but that's not. We weren't discussing
and
that.
To be fair, Rashford could play in that position as well.
You were just saying that. No, I disagree as well. You were just saying that Dominic Calvert-Lewin couldn't play 90 minutes there every game.
No, he can, but I'm saying he might not. They might want to take him off and bring a different approach on.
Well, but Bamford and Calvert-Lewin are no different in terms of what they bring, in my eyes.
No, but if you're playing and you need to chase a goal, and Calvert-Lewin's not playing very well, Harry Kane's injured, why would you not want another option there? That's what I'm saying.
No, you change it up a different way. You leave the guy who's only scored goals in the 6-yard box on the pitch. If you're chasing a goal, you don't take your number 9 off if that's not Harry Kane.
How often does he go off for Everton? Hardly at all.
Yeah, but then what about if they both got injured?
And then we're unlucky. Yeah,
That is what it is.
Yeah, but you'd want backup plan there, wouldn't you?
You can't have that for every position, though.
but that's like saying Pickford gets injured against Croatia, Pope gets injured against Scotland, and Henderson gets injured against Czech Republic.
No, but that's why you take 3 goalkeepers in case your goalkeeper gets injured, so you have that backup there. I think you need to take 3 number 9s.
I've only got 2.
I don't think Bamford will go. I'm just saying that because I love the guy and I want him to go.
Even if there were 3, Bamford wouldn't be my 5th choice, let alone my 3rd. Ings would be ahead of him, and Watkins.
If you're going on this season on goals and assists, there's only one man out of them 3 who's got the goals and the assists to his name.
I'm going with who Gareth Southgate selected.
I don't doubt.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't.
Bamford's impact at all, and absolutely fair play to him. He's had people write him off for years upon years, and as you say, he's had not a lot of quality in that Leeds side to be going off, and he's taken the chance and he's scored as many goals as he could. But I just, again, it's the same as Konsa. He's well in with a shout, but he's going to get overlooked, and that's just the way that it is.
Yeah, and as I said, I want him to go. I don't think he actually will. I don't think he's got about 0.5% chance. But I'm looking at this season and the impact that he has had in the Premier League, playing against the best opposition in England, and what he's done, and he's been quality. So that's why I want him in. That's why he's in my team. But I think he'll probably get taken out, and Ward-Prowse. Well, no, he will definitely get taken out, and Ward-Prowse will probably be in, or Henderson, depending on fitness.
Yep, it's going to be. Again, it's interesting as it has been the last 2 games. We'll see Wednesday to come, and then before that, the squad announcement as well as form to pick up. And who knows?
Who are your strikers, Liam?
Sancho, Rashford, Sterling, Grealish, and Saka currently. But again, as we touched on, sort of the bit part players, and Saka and Bellingham could easily make way for others.
We're never going to have the same 23. Well,
no,
let's be honest.
There's too much up for debate, and there's Premier League to come. Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to get injured? As we know.
I was going to say injuries going to make a
Henderson.
part. Yeah.
And let's be honest, I could have been boring and left Bamford out.
Well, that was never going to happen, was it?
As if I was doing it as a neutral, then he wouldn't be in. But I rave about the guy every week, and I want him in the England squad, so he's in.
No, I'll let you make the call. To St. George's.
Get me as manager.
I think Republic of Ireland need him.
Yeah, they do, but I don't think he'll go to play for them.
Plenty more to come yet, so that's still early days. Let's be honest.
You never know, mate. Declan Rice might break his leg, and then Phillips is the main defensive midfielder in England squad. Imagine that.
Yeah, God
mate.
forbid.
I'll be so happy if Calvin Phillips is there holding the Euro trophy at the end of it.
Calvin El Neni.
Mo Phillips.
Yeah, he's better than El Neni, mate.
Mo Phillips, yeah, I like that.
He's quality.
Before we know it, we'll be chucking Luke Ayling in there. God help us. No.
Oh,
no,
mate.
No.
Do you know what?
He nearly did. He nearly did.
No, stop there.
Nearly did, mate. The rock star. I want to see him score a bullet header against Croatia and run into the corner flag and play his guitar. Let his hair down and play his guitar. Imagine that.
So talking about strikers, bit of breaking news this evening, lads. Sergio Aguero has announced that he is leaving at the end of the season. Manchester City, and they will be erecting a statue outside the Etihad.
Wow. Well, the bloke deserves it.
He does indeed.
What a player! I mean, I think we all saw it coming as well, though. This.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But I think he will go down as a Premier League legend.
So many goals.
I think he is so many goals, so many great goals, and he has arguably, I struggle to find many people that would argue, the greatest Premier League moment of all time.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Aguero! even to this day, every time I watch that video, I still get goosebumps.
It was just the most phenomenal moment in Premier League history.
Is if a Manchester City player has stopped Manchester United from winning the league when Manchester United have already finished their game and won the league? Oh, unbelievable, Jeff.
But it weren't just one goal he scored, was it? It was two.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Balotelli's only ever assist
It's
in the
amazing.
Premier League. Well, for Man City.
Good
sorry.
old Mario.
Play for Liverpool, isn't he?
Why always me?
But
Why
unbelievable.
always me?
Statue deserved. Are we not saying that David Silva maybe deserved one?
Oh, he was
Yeah.
quality as well. But unfortunately for David Silva, he didn't score the most important goal in Premier League history, arguably the most important goal anyway. Was that the first time they won the league as well when he done that?
No, it can't have been. Might have been. Great question, but I'm not sure.
That was just mental.
Yeah, I think he's a big, absolute goal scoring legend of the Premier League, and in his prime, you just couldn't stop him, could you? And when Kevin De Bruyne was on point, there's just no hope for anyone.
And I mean, towards the end, he's struggled with injuries, hasn't he? A little bit. But the difference with him in their side and with him out of it is,
Well, not the back end of this year.
well, yeah.
No, it was nice to finish on a bit of good news on a great Premier League player, really.
Definitely.
It's been nice to just mention the Premier League this week.
Yeah, no.
And I'm so excited for Saturday. Is it Saturday? It kicks off again. There's some decent games on Saturday though. It's going to be well worth the wait.
We're on 8:00, aren't we?
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Yeah, it's the only time I'm going to cheer Liverpool on. That's for sure.
What is wrong with you?
Mo Salah, running down the wing. I'm going to be singing that to you down the headphones on the WhatsApp chat.
Great.
I can't wait for him to get pushed over, do his little fairy arms, and win a penalty.
It's happening. It's
For
happening.
you to go absolutely wild.
Might as well go down Salah scoring now.
I can't wait. If it look, I wouldn't be interested. I never cheer Liverpool on to win. I never want them to win. But Premier League predictions have become quite important. So I predicted Liverpool win. So I've got to go stick with my guns. Cheer it on.
We can tell because that's all we hear about all week.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm still 8 points behind.
I was going to say.
Maybe you should learn.
Yeah, well, I've started closing my eyes and lifting random fingers, and I still can't beat you.
If the method works, why change?
That's it, exactly. But yeah, there'll be plenty to talk about next week. That's for sure.
Let's hope so. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a good chat, guys. Yeah.
We love international football, and I think we're all in agreement that Bamford should be
Right.
going to the Euros.
That's enough for Locky on this show.
No, yeah. Can we mute him?
Guys. We wish we
Yeah,
had
we apologise for Locky.
control over some of our hosts, but unfortunately we don't.
Look, I didn't see anything in the terms and conditions about.
Let's finish up. Yeah, guys, thank you very much. Please continue to get involved. Predictions, squads, any opinions. Don't even mention Bamford, please. And
we'll be back next week.
much love. Thanks, Locky.
Bye.
Unbelievable. Who did it?
Who muted him?
Who has he had?
Oh, he's left.